news of Michael Jackson's death?
I didn't believe it. You know, I just didn't believe it. I thought maybe it was, I don't know, something for the new tour coming up, or people had just, you know, fabricated something because Michael was too young. You know, you never think of Michael at an age where he would die. You know, death was close by. So my first thought was that it was some type of hoax, and I just didn't believe it, period. As a matter of fact, we were walking off the stage at the end of our show, and someone said, you have a phone call. And I thought, well, I never get a phone call at the end of the show. They said, you need to take this. And I said, no, I'm going to the dressing room. They said, no, you need to take this. And it was someone calling us to tell us that Michael had had a heart attack.
Walter, what are your memories of those tours with the Jackson 5 back in the 1970s?
Back in the 70s, I think Michael was about 11 years old when we met him. And my memory today is how playful he was. I mean, we actually had pillow fights. I mean, we're 12 years apart. Ice fights and pillow fights in the room. And, you know, just his music, what he had to offer. You know, I found myself last night after going to my room. We played Wembley Arena last night. It was a sellout. And all of that was great and all of that was fine, but started crying. It hurts. It hurts.
I can see how much.
I'm missing.
Yeah, I can see how much it's affecting all three of you. I mean, J.D. Nicholas, perhaps we can talk a bit about your first thoughts of when you saw Michael as a boy performing. Was he then, even then, at a young age, so obviously so talented?
Yeah, he impressed many young kids, even those that didn't want. If you didn't feel like you wanted to be in the music business, the minute you saw a visual of Michael, whatever, if you wanted to be an airline pilot or a doctor or an attorney, from that time you wanted to be an entertainer. You wanted to be like Mike. I have just share briefly with you a memory that stands out in my mind. We were in Japan, a good few years ago, and we were in Tokyo performing, and Michael was staying in the penthouse. We were staying in the same hotel. But, you know, he always gets the penthouse, so we were a few floors below him. And he invited us up. Once he found out we were in the hotel, he invited us up to his penthouse, and we just sat up there and spent the afternoon with him. Again, as William said, he started throwing pillows around, and it was just, he's just a fun guy with all the stigma around him with these charges and everything else, all that. He rose above that. I know it took its toll upon him. You could see that, but you know, the show must go on, and that was his first priority in his heart all the time, to get that show on, and that's just what he was getting ready to do at O2.
Sure.
Unfortunately, we won't see that now.
You know, I tell you, one time we were, this was back in like '71. We had just come back from sound check, and we were turning the corner at the hotel to go to the rooms, and as we turned the corner, Michael had a bucket of water and just threw it on us as we turned the corner. Now, I got to tell you, he was the star of that show, but I really wanted to grab him that night. So, but that was how he was. You know, he was very playful, and you know what? That's how I remember him, as being the little boy. And that's what happens when you grow up with someone like that. We spent about two and a half years touring with the Jackson 5, and it was quite a great experience. Not only with Michael, but also the brothers as well.
Yeah,
absolutely. The night of the 25th, Motown's 25th anniversary. After we came off stage, we had night shift, and I was out, you know, latest recording, and it was a big hit. You know, I was standing backstage in the green room, looking for, you know, waiting for, you know, for the Jacksons to come down, and someone came. You know, I felt this over my eyes. Right? I said,
"Can I ask you
three?" I said, Stevie, is it Stevie Wonder? No, it's not Stevie. It was Michael. Playful as usual. That's what I remember.
A grown man now. A grown man, but he was still
playful.
Yeah,
just playful.
Yeah.
Can I ask the three of you, when you look over his entire musical career, is there one moment in that, one record in that, one dance in that you would pick out as being his absolute pinnacle?
Billie Jean, baby.
The night of the 25th Motown, that show, when he and his brothers performed, and then Michael did his own thing.
Did that moon.
And he was moonwalking across there. Ooh. I mean, for me, that was the highlight. That was the pinnacle of Michael Jackson. And I think that's